Hello again. I want you to turn with me to Roman numeral 2 in the front of your book on how to teach a lesson, and we're going to talk about the theme picture. And on the other side, I want you to turn to lesson 1. Now, I want you to follow along with me as we explain the first part of each lesson, because every lesson has a theme picture. And the purpose of the theme picture is twofold. First, it is to help your students begin to start thinking in English. The second reason is to help you, the teacher, to know and to discover what your students know in English in a particular topic or a typical theme. Some students will have strong English skills in one area and weak in another, and this will help you discover what they know. Now, theme picture is not for the purpose of teaching. You don't teach theme picture. It's for you to discover. It's a discovery process. And so the first question that you need to ask is, what do you see? And so you want to move your hand around the picture to be able and ask, while you ask the question, what do you see? And remember, it's not what you see as a teacher, but what your students see in the picture and the amount of English and the strength of English skills that they have to tell you what they see. So move your hand around the picture, and to avoid pointing to objects or people in the picture, which will really explain to them and at least give them the indication that you're asking, what is this? And that isn't your purpose. That comes with vocabulary building. So move your hand around the picture while you ask, what do you see? Now, then as your students begin to share with you what they see in English, you may need to help them and assist them in clarifying what they see, because they may have the wrong word or a word that sounds similar, and all you have to do is to model correctly what they are saying so that they can hear and repeat it correctly. Another good idea that I've used many times is to have one student who identifies an object or an action in a picture, and I will turn to another student and I will say to this one student, would you please show this student what this picture or this person up picture is doing? And while you're doing that, you are empowering and affirming and strengthening this student in his and her use of English. And they're pointing out, and so they're learning how to help one another. And that's a wonderful activity to include besides just asking what do they see. So now another good thing to do is that if you have a partner and you have a big sheet of newsprint or something that you can write on, or a board such as this, then while you, the lead teacher, are asking what do you see and collecting the ideas in English, your partner then will come to the board and they will begin to write down exactly what your student is saying. And what you need to do then is to, when you clarify it, they will say it in correct English. So they will not put incorrect English on the board. So if your student happens to say two mans or two womans, then you would put it correctly on the board this way. Now, be sure to put it in lowercase letters, no capitals, no periods, no punctuation. So you go through the whole thing. Now, once you are finished as the lead teacher by asking what do you see, and your students are exhausted and they know that that's all they see, that's all the English strength that they have, then it's up to your partner now to take over. And now what your partner will do is he will or she will go to the board and she will say, using model and repeat, they will say, please listen. And then they will read back to the students what they saw in English. Because quite often they may have heard words in English, but they've never seen them written. So they're seeing, maybe for the very first time, English words that they have used or they know, but they've never seen it written out. So that's quite exciting. So then your partner will then say, please listen, and then he or she will read moderate speed a man, moving their hand from left to right because that's the direction we read English. A man, men, a woman, women, a man and a woman. And after she reads it, she will say, please repeat. And then she will have the students repeat with her or with him the list. Once they do that, then you just compliment your lesson. That's great, good job. These are your words that you know about this theme and about the lesson that we're going to be studying. And so a student might ask a question, one student might ask a question, well, what does this mean, from another student? And so you can have some interaction within your students, one explaining, because some students will have greater skills than the others. This is okay. You want some interaction. This should only take, maybe 10 minutes on theme picture before you go on to the conversations. Now, we want to take some time. I want you to know that when you're doing theme picture or you're doing any other section or segment of a lesson, do not be in a hurry. Relax. Have fun. Let the students interact with the limited English that they have. They'll look to you and you will correct them if necessary and let them repeat. Now, we want you to look at a demonstration of a class doing theme pictures. So let's turn and look at that now, and then I'll be back and we'll start talking about conversations, okay?